Ba 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 da ba da ba da. Hold on, I gotta get this one. Ah, Kirkland water. Quench your thirst. Hashtag not sponsor. Hey dads, how's it going? It's your boy Gus, out here, and with some exciting news, and I'm pretty sure you guys have already checked already, but Spilled Paint Productions has reached 100 subscribers. Yay! That's what I'm talking about. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all of you guys who are following the channel. I really appreciate all the support that you guys are giving, and I hope that you guys can continue along with me on this journey where we get to go explore new places, we get to create more memories, and we get to write and discover the wonders of creating music at home and other things like that. I also want to give a shout out to RX Josh for being the 100th subscriber to this channel. Shout out, bro. Respect. Thank you for the support. I hope you guys enjoyed what I've been putting on this channel. A lot of it's just really been me just having fun and deciding to post things online just for fun, just for the experience to be able to create things online and, I don't know, just have fun while making them as well. Thank you guys very much. And if you're new, if you haven't subscribed to this channel already and you like what you see, don't give it a second thought. We're all here together. We're all here to have a fun time. We're all here to make a lot of memories, a lot of friends, so we can all hold hands, sing Kumbaya together. If you like what you see, if you like what we're doing here, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and drop a like, and then leave a comment about anything. I don't care. If you want to talk about anything, go ahead. It's really there for you guys to be able to keep in touch with me and see if I can answer any of you guys' questions, if we can, I don't know, whatever you guys want to see, whatever you guys want to see me do. I'm here to listen to you guys. I'm here to see what you guys would want from the channel. So, as the greatest fictional chef once said, anyone can create action music on their iPad or iPhone. So what I'm here to do is we're going to look in how I created my really old piece from back in. We're gonna see how I created my action piece Rogue on the GarageBand on the iPad. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna open up your app in GarageBand. Open up your app GarageBand in your iPad, on your iPhone, anywhere where you have the app. If you don't have the app, you can just go to the App Store, download it. It's free. It's killer. It's awesome for independent music producers who are just starting off. For the people who are like who don't really have a lot of money to get started, this is the best app to be able to create, to be able to make some orchestrations, beats, really anything that you can think of. It's on there. You can do it. It's not the highest quality of things. The samples are, I mean, they're free. What do you expect, right? So what we're going to do right here is we're going to create a new project. So you do that by clicking the plus button on the very top, and then you get a bunch of little options here. You got audio recorder, you got your strings, bass, guitar, and other world instruments that you see around the world. There's drummers, like pre-made drum kits, drum rhythms, beats, and then you can plug in external. You can plug in external instruments too, like if you have a guitar, you have a bass, a piano, or I'm not sure about the piano, but any instrument like that, you can get an iRig, hook it up to there, and you should be able to record instantly onto your iPad. And then here we have some extra sounds that are continuously being added to the app so you can have a variety of instruments and other patches that you want to use. But today we're going to go to the keyboard, tap on that, and then right here I have brass ensemble. That's just the default from the last piece I wrote. What I always like to do, I always like to start with strings staccato. I don't know, that's just the thing that I've always liked doing. And then so once you figure out your once you have your instrument set up, you're going to go to the gears on the top, and then you're going to click your tempo. So I'm going to try to replicate the piece that I wrote a few months ago, the action piece called Rogue. I'm not going to make it exactly note for note, just because that was quite a bit of time ago, so I don't really remember how exactly I wrote the piece. Everything's very spontaneous when I do this. So a good action tempo is usually like around 140. So I just go dot 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 dot, tap your tempo. Okay, this is way more faster than what I remember, but um, for this specific piece, I'm gonna go to, let's say 160 for right now. So once you have your tempo, you're gonna have your clicker right here. There's your tempo setting. If you want it turned off or on, there it is right there on the very top. And since I'm not using my keyboard today, I usually like to use the keyboard. It's over here. I don't know if you could, right there. So for the sake of today, I want to be able to show you guys how you guys who don't have an actual keyboard, show you guys how you guys can do it just using the screen on your device. We're gonna go into settings here. We have our tempo. We have 160. Our time signature is gonna be the same, 4-4-1-2. Actually, for this specific piece, we're gonna switch it. We're gonna switch the time signature to 3-4. The key signature, we're going to be playing this in E minor. It really doesn't matter. You can choose whatever key you want. It's just, for me, for what I chose, I'm going to pick E minor for this specific piece. Once I have that, okay, that should be fine. I'm going to add the little plus button down here where you have your section A, B. You can add different subsections to your group. Like if you have different sections of the piece that have very different rhythms, melodies. Like you want different phrases in the entirety of the piece. You can add a section. Like see there, I added a section B, so where you get to, so one piece is right here on the left, and then one is here on the right. But then you can choose all selections, and it'll turn the whole thing into one continuous track, so you won't have to keep switching through. But for now, we're not going to worry about that. We're just gonna. So let's see. Let's edit, click edit, and then delete section B. So section A, we're gonna make it automatic. So it's a continuous track. So we're not limited to 8 measures. We're gonna keep on going until we decide when it's time to stop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start playing our rough pulse, our tempo for this piece. So the way I wrote it down for last time is I just click record, and then I just stick to my root note. So the root of E minor is going to be E. So we have. So to create a pulse, I switch from E to D. So. Like that, essentially. So I'm going to hit record right now. We're going to get this pulse going right now. Here we go. I'm actually going to switch to 165 because I realized it still felt pretty slow. So. So once I have that going on, I want to add more bars to this track. So we're going to take off automatic for right now. I'm going to add, let's say 32 bars for right now. And then what I did, it duplicated that, or it looped that track, that recording that I just got of that those MIDI strings. So right now we just have a loop of. Right. So what next I can do is I can go into these the settings of this track right now. On the very top left, I can click on. I'm gonna click on whatchamacallit. Here we go. I can go to track settings on the very top, quantization, straight, and then I'm gonna do 16th notes. Okay. So doing that is just gonna click all the notes into place into where everything's right on the tempo and nothing sounds out of place. So if I do it now, it's gonna sound. Again, this is just a rough idea of how I would go through the process of making this. This isn't exactly professional quality performance. So just take my word for it. This is usually my process, how I go through writing music. So next part, I'm going to add my second layer of strings, which I'm going to go back to staccato. staccato strings, I'm gonna move straight to the higher strings. I'm gonna go to, okay, stick on staccato, bring it up an octave instead. So I'm just gonna go, there's gonna be the little, like a little phrases, little response to the piece. We're gonna go on and click on that. Bum ba da dum ba da dum. Ba da 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 dum bum 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 bum. Actually, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna add a little more. I'm gonna go even higher and add like a layer of even higher strings. So right here, I'm gonna add a higher level of strings to this section right here. Oh, almost forgot. When you're gonna write over instruments, you're gonna go into your settings. So because if you try to record over what you just recorded, it's gonna replace that track. So if you want to keep what you just recorded and then add something else to the top of it, you're gonna go to track settings, recording, and then merge recordings set to on. Okay, and now doing that, you're going to be able to record more than one time per track. Say if you want to play over something that you just recorded, boom. So now you have this playing what you just recorded, and then now you can also record right on top of that. So for example, so now you got both. Now you got both. Now you have both layerings of the strings playing at the same time without, instead of just getting rid of what you just recorded, and now and then just being left with what you just recorded right now. So let's move on for right now. I'm going to add the pulse, the heavy bass of this piece. So to do that, I'm gonna make a new track. I'm gonna go to keyboard, and then it's called blooming bass, I believe. Those different sounds that I was talking about, the other sounds that you can download on GarageBand once you actually have the app. There's this patch called Alchemy Sith, and then from there you go to bass, and then from bass you're gonna find blooming bass right there. So right now it's on the very first setting right here, so it's gonna sound like. Right? We could probably bring it down an octave too. I don't like that sound though. So we're just gonna go to the middle where we just had it. Yeah, okay. So let's start from the beginning and then let's try to add those in. Anyway, okay, so now we have that going. So now we have some sort of bass that keeps us driving. So. Anyway, so now from there, we're gonna add our brass section, the meat of this whole piece. So new track, keyboard. We're gonna go back to main categories, other, brass ensemble, boom, boom, boom. So bring it down an octave, maybe 2, all the way down to 2, because we want that Inception, loud, foghorn, brass type thing, you know, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So, and then, okay, we're just gonna record it right now, and then I wanna try to get it to the sound that I want it to get. I don't wanna just sound very, very bright brass, because that's not what we're gonna go for right now. So, let's try it right now. Right? Okay, we have the sound of the breast that we want, but I'm not exactly hyped about that very bright, tinny kind of like the higher frequencies of this breast. So it doesn't sound like that foghorn that we're used to hearing in movie trailers and other things like that. Next step is I'm not gonna go in like very deep into like the whole EQ level of GarageBand. That's an entirely different subject. So just for right now, I want to get that sound. Hold on. First, I want to solo the piece. So to solo a sample, a recording that you had, you're just gonna want to go to the little headphones right here, tap on that, and now that's the only thing you're gonna hear when you play the piece. Right. Okay. So now we have that sound, but now I want to get it to a more foghorn, a lower register, lower frequency type of sound. So to get that, I just need to remove a little bit of the highs. And you do this however you want, really. It's personal preference. I also want to get rid of that nasty frequency right there. Bring that down a little bit, and then maybe boost up just a tad that lower register. We got more beef, I guess. Really, the only way I know how to explain it. Right. So now all together we have. I also want to add a little bit of reverb to that, but we'll do that later. We'll do that at the very end. So next part we have. Okay, so next we have this thing called rising waves, and this part right here, it's literally just like a way to like sprinkle in some more detail. I don't know really how you call it. For me, they're more like fillers for a piece, like just to add a little bit more color. I don't know how to explain it, but we're gonna go into the Alchemy synth patch or sound fonts. I don't know what you call them. I'm still new at this whole thing. I just know how it works. I don't know the technicality of all of it and the terms for everything. But if it works, then what's the problem, right? So we're going to go ahead and go into Alchemy Synth again. And then we're going to head over to Rhythmic. So Rhythmic is down here. And then we're going to find, where is it? Where are you? Rising Waves. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna bring that down to sweeping, and then we're gonna get this sound. And I hear the sound a lot in like some action music. Like this. Okay, so this piece was really inspired by like the works of like what you hear in Captain America: Winter Soldier. Henry Jackman writes amazing action pieces. He writes a lot of music for action style. It's very aggressive, very quick time music per se. And so I don't know, just hearing this piece reminds me of like that type of Winter Soldier theme. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna add it to the piece and see what flavors it adds to it. So let's see. If you saw what I did there at the end, I just moved this little analog right here over to where you get a different sound. It opens up the sound a little more. So when we got that sweeping sounds to, if you move it across, you get that. It's more rough. It sounds more like a motorcycle kind of sound. So we have that. We got that going. So. Okay, that's just a little accent in there. We can bring the volume down on that. That doesn't have to be right out in the front. So next part, what we have is we're gonna add our percussion, and the GarageBand doesn't have a lot of good percussion. Really, all you get is a little bit of you get some studio sounds, like you get some bongos, congas, things like that, salt shakers, But if you go into, see, we're gonna make a new track. If you go into the Alchemy synth again, everything's on Alchemy. I recommend you guys get Alchemy. It has a lot of amazing sounds for free too, which is really great. Not sponsored at all. So yeah, what you want to do, you want to go into Alchemy again. You want to go into sound effects. So we're going to scroll down here, sound effects, and then you're going to go down and then you're going to find, maybe, did I pass it already? Massive Slam. Okay, Massive Slam is freaking epic. So it has like that, it has that movie theater, big Hollywood blockbuster type, percussion, like that Hans Zimmer Spitfire type stuff. So like you know what I mean? Like that very heavy theater, like end of the world type, type trailer stuff. So do this however you want, really. It's all based off like impulse for me. So here, like I'll just show you. We're gonna go right into it. Keep it on metal impact. It's fine. This part right here, I think it sounds fine. So here we go. Yeah, like that. So again, this is not exactly my process. This is just a rough idea of how to get you guys going the same direction, really. All this, like, in real time, I would be doing this a lot more carefully. I'd be doing it on the keyboard too. I'm not a big fan of touching the screen because my fingers are huge, and to be able to do this on an iPad, like, it's a little difficult, but it's not impossible because Rogue, the other piece that I wrote, I had to do it with using my hands, using my fingers because I didn't have the keyboard at the time. So anything's possible. Just go out and try it, really. We have that metal impact, but I think I missed one at the beginning, so I'm going to try to get that again. There, that should be fine. So now what we want to do is we want to move on to a noise sweep. Again, GarageBand doesn't have every sound ever. It's free. What do you expect, right? But we can get some sort of cymbal sounds through the Alchemy synth. So we're going to go into sound effects again. Where you had Massive Slam, you're going to swipe up a little bit and you're going to find Cymbal Swell. Actually, no, this is not right. I want to go to Noise Sweep instead. Where are you? Noise Sweep. There it is. Yeah, not Cymbal Swell. That's something else. I mean, we could use it eventually, but not for right now. Just for the sake of this video, this is what we're going to get. Very, very mysterious, right? We're going to use this to go into that big boom moment in this piece. So right before the big slam that you have at the beginning of that piece, so, or of that part, we're going to add that in just a few beats before, so it has time to grow into it. So let me see if I can get this on the first try. Awesome. It's a rough orchestration. It's a rough composition, but we'll make do with what we got, right? So always remember to go through and like quantize this if it's not all where it needs to go rhythmically. So let's keep going. We're going to add next. We're going to go into Alchemy synth again. We're going to go into Soundscapes this time, one underneath of the patch here, and then we're going to go into, it's called Smoky Bells. It sounds very nice. It's like your typical entrance to like one of those horror movie type trailers. So you know what I'm talking about? In a world. I don't know. I don't have that movie voice. Okay, we're just gonna have this playing through the track. So let's hear what it sounds like. Yeah, okay. You guys get the idea. All this is just for you guys to take and apply to your own works, really. Don't try to don't try to replicate this exactly because it's not great. This isn't great, but it can be better. Time, effort, and you guys will get something that will sound way more impressive, um, way more presentable as well. But this is just to kind of get you guys moving in the right direction. What next? I like to add horns into action music. Everyone likes hearing horns. They're majestic, they're powerful. And I think... Okay, great. I almost thought it was going to crash for a second. So we're going to go back to main categories, click on other, French horn. It's not actually French, by the way. I don't know why they call it that. I hate the way GarageBand makes their horns sound. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back into the settings. We're going to go to plugins and EQ, visual EQ. I want to turn on the analyzer so I can get an idea. Bring down that high frequency, jeez. And then remove those, disgusting. Or you know what? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, really. What I could also do is I can also give it a little bit more reverb so we can hide that imperfection. Yeah, okay, that'll do for now. So let's just, you know what, let's bring this, hold and drag it. Let's bring this all the way up to next to our brass. So everything's kind of where it needs to go. I'm gonna move this bass down here too, get it out of the way. Keep yourself organized when recording, when composing. So now we're gonna add our horns to this piece and give it a little bit more flavors. We're gonna add it right here. Let's see what it sounds like. Wow, I did that terribly. Let's try that one more time, yeah? That's fine, really. Can't get better. We can make it better. But for the sake of this video, just want to show you guys how it would be done. And then, so from here, we can give it a little more movement with the strings. So instead of just hearing, we're gonna add a little more. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh boy, this is a lot more difficult when I'm not using a keyboard. I'm gonna bring down the tempo actually because this is being a little more difficult to play for some reason. And it shouldn't be. It's just that I'm really bad right now. It's one way to cheat a performance. Play impossible things really fast. And then bring up the tempo back again once you have that going. So what do we have? 165? Yeah. There we go. Okay, cool. So, and then well, we can also duplicate this. So go into edit, and we can bring it up and have a higher octave play this. So. And then right here we can select all of this and then bring it up at 1 octave higher. So copy it and then paste it and then grab the one that we just pasted, bring it up. See what that sounds like. Oh, not high enough. So right there. Yeah, that's where it needs to be. Yeah, so that's pretty much the best we can do with with what we have right now and the time that we have, because I don't have a lot of time to get this going right now. But let's see what we have so far. Yeah. And then, yeah, so that sounds okay for right now, I guess. Yeah, if you look around in all my music, I'm a sucker for horns, man. I always do that cheap word call, you know. I don't know. I just think it's fun. I think it's fun to hear that. It's like one of the best qualities of a horn, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's basically the rough idea of how you can go about making action music in GarageBand. I know I didn't cover every single thing, obviously, because otherwise this video would be ridiculously long. But maybe in the future, if you guys want me to keep going and showing you guys how I go even further in detail about what exactly goes into making this type of music, leave a comment, like the video below. If you guys want, if you guys feel like, if you guys are generous, please consider subscribing to the channel. That way, you'll be seeing a lot more things. You'll be seeing a lot more tutorials, hopefully in the future, how to go into automation, how to go into EQ, all that fun jazz and stuff like that, to be able, so you guys can be able to make stuff at home, because I know right now people are trying to find a lot of things to do, how to keep themselves preoccupied. And I figured, for me, this is one of the great ways I can spend my time, and hopefully you guys can have fun making stuff at home as well. So again, this is just a simple, rough way of making action trailer music in GarageBand for the iPhone or iPad, any iOS device that you have. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and please consider subscribing, guys. Thank you for 100 subscribers. Again, it means so much to me. Never thought that I'd be doing this as, like, you know, going into YouTube. Hopefully we can keep going even further. I'll see you guys for the 500 subscriber video. What am I kidding? We'll see. We'll see what happens. If you guys like the stuff, then maybe we'll keep going, right? But if not, then, oh well, we tried, right? Still had fun doing it. Thank you guys so much for the support. See y'all later, dads.